On this earth, you are small. Very, very, very small. The earth is massive and filled with an immense amount of strange artifacts and, better yet, mysteries. And at the end of this video, I'll actually be visiting one of these strange phenomenons to see how non-fictitious it really is. This is the most mysterious places on Earth. The Gates of Hell. In the desert of Turkmenistan, near the 350-person village of Darvaza, there's a hole that is 230 feet wide that has been on fire for over 50 years. Though technically it's called the Darvaza gas crater, locals call it the Gates of Hell. The crater was created in 1971 when a Soviet drilling rig was accidentally plunged into a massive underground natural gas cavern, causing the ground to collapse and the entire drilling rig to fall in. Poisonous fumes began leaking at an alarming rate. In 2013, George Kourounis became the first person to ever set foot at the bottom of this crater, and in the words of Donald Trump, let's just nuke it. Scientists tried filling this crater with soil, but it wouldn't stop the methane from escaping. But a powerful blast just might do the trick. An underground explosion would suck the oxygen that feeds the fire and collapse the openings from where the methane is welling deep from inside the earth. I personally love this idea and really want to see it happen, because big boom. The Island of the Dolls. Just south of Mexico City, between the canals of this place, you can find a small island with a sad background story. This island is known as this. The owner of this little floating island was a man named Julian Santana Barrera. He was leading a peaceful and isolated life until he found a small girl in the water near his island. He tried to pull the child out of the water, but it was too late. The child died in his arms. Just a few days after Julian found the little girl, he got another scare. He thought another girl was drowning in the exact same spot, but when he took a closer look, he saw that it was just a doll. Because the doll was floating at the same spot, he was convinced that the doll was sent by the little girl. He even ended up believing that the little girl's soul was inside of the doll. To honor the girl, he gently took the doll out of the water and hung it in a tree. But one single doll wasn't enough to keep him happy, so Julian started collecting old, broken up dolls and gave them a place to stay in the very same tree. Shortly, he collected so many dolls that they didn't even fit in the tree anymore, so he just started decorating the entire island with them. And after many years of doing so, it has gotten very creepy. The Crooked Forest. The Crooked Forest is a grove of 400 oddly shaped pine trees located near the town of Gryfino. The pine trees were planted around 1930 when its location was still within the German province of Pomerania. The base of the trees grow at a 90-degree angle, but then they curve back to grow straight up into the sky. Despite the unnatural curves, these trees still grew up to be 50 feet tall. There are numerous theories on the mystery. However, none of them are really well supported by any available data. Some speculate that the trees grew in a curved northward direction due to its special gravitational pull in this location. But that's dumb because gravity pulls things downwards and not sideways. Others speculate that the area's significant snowfall caused the trees to grow unevenly at the base when sprouting. However, this doesn't explain why other groupings of pine trees and other types of vegetation in the same area were unaffected. This remains a mystery to this day. The Screaming Heads. It all started when the bay window of Peter Cammy's old farmhouse fell out. Instead of replacing it as most homeowners would, he started rebuilding the entire property, and then slowly integrated these very obscure art pieces that he calls the Screaming Heads. After he created some of the heads, he opened his gate to the public. There was very little traction, but he continued to make them. And truly, it seems to be a very large memorial site, as on many of the heads, there are people's names. Which would explain why these are literally statues of people trying to escape the ground. And so it turns out, if you pay $10,000 after you die, you can get a screaming head of your own to memorialize your life. So I hopped in my vehicle and started driving. My girlfriend drove. Anyways, now while driving to the Screaming Heads, I decided to do a little bit more research about the topic on YouTube. And I found this YouTube video made over a year ago by a guy named Stramati, I don't know. So before I arrive, let's see what this guy has to say about the place. And just to get a feel for what this guy's content usually is, look at the thumbnail. Great. Great thumbnail. And the video is also called, "If you see these screaming head rocks, turn back immediately. Disturbing cult." Anyways, let's watch this one section of the video.
Yo, it's almost like this hand means stop, and then that's the face, you know? It's like
Go
like
away.
telling us to go away. Yo, do you hear that? You hear that?
First of all, half the time he was saying, "Did you hear that?" No, I didn't. And I hiked up the audio all the way. And the one time I did hear something after he said that, it was clearly edited in.
What is that?
Yo,
let's make
yo,
it
kid, go,
louder.
go. Alex, go, dude, this is no time to film.
What do you mean this is not a time to film? I wonder how I'm watching this right now.
Yo, you guys heard it that time, right?
Dude, I 100% heard it this time.
Jesus, this girl's hearing is so good she can hear stuff that was edited in after. That's insane.
I believe you.
Yo, there's people in there that are probably being used in all these sacrifices around here. I'm telling you, dude, all these stones around here are for people that haven't made it out of this place. We gotta make it out of here before we're next.
Well, I mean, to give credit where credit's due, he's technically not lying. You see, the Screaming Heads are more of a memorial site, as I've stated, so a lot of these Screaming Heads do refer to people who have passed. And he also states to believe that the house he was looking at is where they withhold human bodies for sacrifice. And no, as I've mentioned before, that is Peter Cammy's house. Again, I don't want to have any sort of controversy. I understand that this content's probably geared towards children, but I just found it absolutely hilarious how this guy portrayed the Screaming Heads. Anyways, we've just arrived, so let's go. What are you looking at? Don't you look at me like that. Oh my god, there's so many. Why are there so many? Oh my god, he copied and pasted so many times. I could just walk right through it. It's kind of creepy, actually. Look, I just got swallowed. What's in the middle over here? What the hell? There's just like a bunch of rocks. We started going deeper and deeper into the trails, and truly, the more we walked through the Screaming Heads, the more it started to set on me that this isn't scary. If anything, it's beautiful. It's an amazing statue to memorialize the lives that were once thriving on this earth. And one day, we will all be Screaming Heads. And I think I'm finally at peace with that.